Peace, family. This is your brother, Agent 2020, and you are tuned in to Vibes Hip Hop Commentary. Now, I know if y'all seen the title, it's called Hip Hop Avatars and Personas. And the reason why I'm talking about this right now at this particular moment is because there seems to be some type of misconception that people can't be themselves when it comes to this music, that they have to come up with some type of a persona, some type of nickname, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then they got to get in the character. Okay. Now, I like to bring a few examples to the forefront. Okay. Uh, these brothers in particular, some of them use their real names. All right. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Denzel Curry. I mean, different people who really do this, you know what I'm saying? Mike Battles. Battles might not be his last name, but Mike, you know, so on and so forth. So, do we really need these avatars to be successful? That's the question. And does that success equal, what does that avatar create the success that we need as artists to go to the next level? Or is that just something that we just tend to do? So these are some things we're going to touch on today. I'm not going to be here too long. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to have a little discussion. And for the record, a lot of people see the agent in my name because I'm on all social media platforms under Agent 2020 without without the slash in there. All right. And they look at my name and the first thing they think about, he's an agent. Well, the 3 in the name, it means something. Okay. Actually means something. Now, my name is an acronym or an acronym if most people don't understand that correctly. Okay. That being said, it stands for Allah, which means God, gives 3 things: knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now, in this time through 2020, which is hindsight. Okay. So everybody goes through a thing where, you make some mistakes and then you look back on it and be like, man, if I would have knew better, I'd have done better. So my name means that I have been gaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through God, Almighty God, Allah. You might call him God, you might call him a higher power, you might call him the Great Spirit, whatever you call him, it's all the same thing. And I've been getting knowledge and wisdom and understanding through God. And I've been getting that, and I've been getting this hindsight, going back over my life, looking back over some things that I could have done differently. Okay. So with that being said, it was a few things that I seen on Instagram and social media here lately that I'm not going to say got under my skin, but it kind of bothered me a little bit. And one of the things was our sisters. All right. I love women in hip hop. Always have, from the Funky 4+1 on up. Okay. Women in hip hop has never been a problem. There's never been an issue with me specifically. I listen to all women MCs pretty much. The ones I don't listen to are the ones that sound like men. Okay, let me repeat that one more time. The ones I don't listen to too much are the ones that sound like men. Okay. With that being said, as a woman in hip hop, you don't have to sound like us. You don't have to talk about the same things we talk about. You don't have to put on a quote unquote masculine type persona for you to be able to do what you need to do. Okay. It's possible for you to be who you are and not have to worry about nothing else. All right. So, my whole thing is this: when we are talking about hip hop, as an art form, it's always been about originality. It's always been about you being yourself. It's always been about your perspective, your view of life. You're bringing that to the public. You're bringing that to the people. So why you bringing that to the people? Do you have to act like anything other than yourself? I mean, that's always been one of the things that I've had an actual issue with sometimes. You know, I try to be as natural and as real as I can be when it comes to my music. I'm not going to do any type of faking, as a lot of people will call. Now they call it capping. They call it capping. You see what I'm saying? We ain't doing that today. You know, I done been around people who have been themselves. They might have a nickname, but they're still being themselves. You know, they're not fronting and faking on anything. They're being who they are. Okay. So these avatars and so on and so forth, you know, these images that we put out to the public. I've seen a few things that kind of like took me to another way. You know, our sisters done been through enough, you know what I'm saying, as far as Black women are concerned, in hip hop and in music in general. So why would you want to bring on an inordinate amount of masculine energy? Why would you want to bring that to the forefront? I'm not saying that you have to dress in pink and, you know, have bows in your hair and talk about, you know, La La Land. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you should be allowed to be who you want to be. Now, I know some women, they might want to be that. They might want to have that image. They might want to have that persona. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that right now. That's going to be like a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But knowing the stuff that we done been through as a people, on top of all of that, I think that that's more of a relevant conversation today than who's the hardest female rapper. Okay. Females want to be recognized as females. They don't want to walk around, they're not going to walk around looking like men. All right. So the type of talk that goes on during this time is something different. So to bring up a point, I was on Hulu and I was watching Rap Caviar. Okay. And they had like 5, 6 different interviews with different people. And City Girls is one of those interviews. I listen to some of the City Girls music and I can understand where they're coming from as far as what they talk about. Okay. But I had to say it like this, and and I gotta be frank with it. I love my sisters. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it wrong at all. I never be disrespectful to them at all whatsoever. Okay. But we have been hearing a lot of this coming out here with the last 5, 10 years. You know, the girls coming out, and they kind of sounded like the brothers was sounding about 20 years ago when they first started rapping. Now, yeah, some of us don't have no respect for women. Some of us didn't care about having any respect for women, and that wasn't cool either. So, since it wasn't cool like that, that means that we had to switch up some stuff. We had to change up some stuff. You know what I mean? And I remember when it used to be so much of an issue for you to do a song that bigged up women. Now, this was back in the day. All right. We had Queen Latifah, we had MC Lyte, we had Moni Love, we had Nikki D, you know, we had a couple of different females on top of those that was out here, and they was lyrically competing with the men, and they didn't have to do anything other than be themselves. We talking about lyrical competition, not just who got the hardest shit. I mean, lyrical competition, you know, the wordplay, you know, how nice you sound when you're doing the wordplay, you know. It's not about the shock value as much as it used to be. See, at first it was about the shock value with hip hop, you know, but that shock value was really us living our lives. Some of us was telling that on wax, others weren't. Some of them kept that stuff to the side and they just rapped about whatever they wanted to rap about. They didn't talk about the realities of whatever type of life they were living. Some of us do that. But see, we have to do that in a creative way as well. It can't just be us just being on some disrespectful stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be as my brother Mizzle Mix would say, we're not trying to cuss the crowd out. You know, because the type of energy you put out is the type of energy you get back after the show. I mean, we all know that too. So I'm saying that to say this. Being able to be yourself in the industry, being able to be yourself when it comes to this music is always a good thing. You know, you don't have to put on too much of a front. You don't have to cap too much in order for you to be able to get some people to listen to your music. And you don't have to be overly masculine being a female and have that masculine energy, you know, like you out there. You know, it's some women out there that be bumping and doing everything that we do. That's true. You know, me, myself personally, sometimes that's appropriate, but sometimes it's not. I like to see women be as good as they can be when it comes to this music. But at the same time, I really do have to applaud the ones who don't have any problem being themselves and not having to worry about putting on a persona or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying none of the women do, but this is what I consider this is a method of competition. You know, sometimes they feel like they have to do that, but we are the ones that need to make them feel comfortable enough to know that they don't have to do that. Be yourself. I mean, if you come from the hood and that's what you come from, that's one thing, you know, but you don't have to have a hood persona. You don't have to have a street persona to be successful in this. And as the male quote unquote gatekeepers go, you know, they need to know that it's not necessary for them to have to do that. And we should make it comfortable enough for them to be able to be themselves and not have to worry about that stuff. We should make it to where when they come in, they can do whatever they want to do. And if this marketable and promotion and it can be promoted, then hey, go ahead. You know, listen, man. I listen to Professor Griff on a regular basis as much as I can. This brother's written books. He wrote a children's book. Y'all need to go to his website and check out that children's book. This brother has always been on top of the game when it comes to hip hop, and he's always stood up for Black people, you know, especially Black men and Black women in the industry, you know, and he wrote a children's book. What's wrong with that? Nothing. So how come a woman can't be herself in this game? How come a woman can't do what she want to do in this game? You see what I'm saying? I hate to call it a game because it's really not, but they treat it that way. So I just feel like we need to start giving our sisters a complete platform. We need to start giving any female who wants to get into the rap game, we need to give them a complete platform for them to be able to be themselves. And they don't have to be anything other than that. So, like I said, I was going to make this short and brief, just a quick, you know, commentary on some stuff that I was thinking about. Shouldn't be so concerned about the avatars and the persona. Then you should be able to get to know the actual artists and who they are, where they've been, what they came from. Now, I just started listening to my brother Simba. Shout out to Simba. And I really dig the way that he portrays himself in this music. He's being himself. You know, we got things that we experience out there that we bring to the music. But at the same time, we still got to be real with ourselves and who we are. You know, so those are the type of artists that I seek out to listen to. You know, I want somebody that I can relate to from a life perspective. You know, I'm not out here, you know, on the streets hustling and doing all of that stuff. So I had to respect the fact that those brothers that's doing that, they can speak on that. They can talk about that, and they supposed to be able to. But if I'm not thugging, if I'm not hustling, if I'm not banging, if I'm not doing any of that stuff, then what do I have to listen to? You know, who's making the type of music that be able to appeal to me if I wanted to hear something. So those are the few things that I do look at. And we do need to give the sisters the whole range that they need for them to be able to be successful hip hop artists and not have to worry about having to jump through hoops and everything. Because see, the brothers had to do that just to get in the door, you know. So I think it's time for us to start being more ownership, uh, have more of an ownership mentality, and start giving these sisters a real platform for them to be able to express themselves, to where they don't have to half dress, where they don't have to accentuate things that they don't want to just to get attention. You know, another sister that does hip hop, her name is Heck of a Mecca. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. You know, she has bars, seriously. And she has bars. I need to go check her out. She's on all platforms. I'm gonna try to put some information in the comment section so y'all be able to go check these artists out if it's possible. And she doesn't have to do any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's a Muslim sister, but she got bars. She got bars. She's nice. She's nice. And it's a shout out to all of the sisters that's out here doing this music right now. You know, I want y'all to be successful. I want y'all to be able to raise the bar and bring other females in and keep it going, you know, but you need to be able to be yourselves. You don't need any restrictions. So that was my thing. You know, I just wanted to say that real quick. This is your brother, Agent 2020. I am one half of Mizzle Mix. Y'all need to go check us out. Spotify, MIZZLE Mizzle Mix, you know, as well as Agent 2020. You know, I'm a solo artist as well. So, shameless plug. Shameless plug. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know, man, that this is what it is as far as this music is concerned. And it's time for us to even the playing field and give our sisters the platform that they need, you know. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead on the sign off real quick. It was nice being up here. Look forward to some more stuff coming out here soon. Vibes Hip Hop Commentary will be coming here soon as well. So, y'all have a blacktastic day. Your brother Agent 2020, and I'm out. Peace.